Hi, my name's Bekah. Welcome to my video series, Everyday English, Every Day. Here we have authentic conversations with real people. You need to be consistent with your learning, so find at least 10 minutes a day to practice English. Okay, so today we're talking about changes in the educational system. We're gonna listen to a conversation I had with my friend Liz. We're gonna talk a little about soft skills. And then for a little more, we're going to talk a little more about the idea of privilege. Okay, so Liz and I talked about some changes that maybe should occur during this time of coronavirus. School is now mostly done from home at this moment. So it's a chance for a lot of changes to happen in the educational system. So we had a conversation about this together. Now, when we're talking, you need to listen for these phrases that we're going to review. These are the phrases I want you to pick out of our conversation and that I want you to practice using. Repeat after me. The conversation that is happening. Get rid of something. Take away the pressure. To achieve. To feel forced. Focus on. Leave out some of those soft skills. Getting taught to the test. Okay, listen to our conversation and remember, you want to pick out these phrases from our conversation. Listen for them. It's a good idea to stop the conversation after you hear them and repeat yourself. Repetition is an important part of language learning. You know what I mean? But there's other skills, and really being able to be part of a community and problem solve and working with people and having different relationships, doing different languages. I think that stuff's so much more important than anything else in education. I think the education system now needs to change. This is the time, right?
Right, and I think that's the conversation that's happening here too. Like
all over the world.
This is the chance. We have some really bad practices and some bad traditions, and let's use this crisis as a way to kind of get rid of some of those things.
Yeah, move forward and get a better. To focus on more important things maybe in world, like testing is not important.
Right.
And that shows the whole socioeconomic difference too. So, in that in itself is huge.
Right. And so if you could take away that pressure that's on especially certain school systems to achieve, in order to get X amount of funding, you have to achieve X on this test. So a lot of districts, feel forced and are forced to
just focus on that.
And to teach really specific skills that are useless. Leave out some of those like soft skills that you're talking about. Like collaboration and problem solving and
and community.
And it's very often
gardening. I think gardening is so important. Like, what do we need right now? Community gardens. We need to exchange with our neighbors. We need to get back to basics, right? These are the things that are important.
Right. And here it's the schools that are in the city or majority Black and brown students that are under that pressure. And so those are the students that are getting taught to the test. And those are the students that are missing out on all of this other
extras.
Learning.
Okay, so let's look at some of these phrases a little more in depth. Now, Liz did say this is the conversation that is happening. So this is what people are talking about now, right? How can we make changes for the positive? All right, let's practice some phrasal verbs. Get rid of. We have some bad practices and traditions. Let's use this crisis as a way to get rid of some of those things. When you get rid of something, you discard it. You throw it away. Maybe at my house I can say, I'm going to clean out my closet and get rid of the clothes that I don't wear. Take away. If you could take away that pressure that is on especially certain school systems. Now, Liz was talking about how some school systems have more pressure than others, right? They need to get funding, and for that reason, they need to do better on tests, right? So they can get the money they need. Now, funding is money, right? Now, when you take away something, it's like getting rid of it, right? You can take away that pressure. That means there will no longer be that pressure. Focus on. It's important to pay attention to this one. I hear a lot of language learners not use on with this, okay? They don't say, they can say focus in something, but we often say focus on something. We can focus on important things. Testing is not important. Right? That's what I said. I don't think testing is a good way to show what skills you have. So when you focus on something, you pay attention to it. I might say, my children and I are focusing on their reading skills. We're practicing reading a lot together. Leave out. They leave out some of those soft skills you are talking about. When something is left out, it's not included. I might say, wow, my girlfriends went to the beach together and they didn't call me. I felt left out because they did not include me. All right, let's talk about these soft skills. So soft skills are interpersonal skills, kind of like the way you interact with people. Years in the past, we used to call them people skills. Now they are called soft skills. So collaboration is a soft skill. Collaboration is your ability to work together with other people. When you collaborate, you're sharing and working together. Problem solving. When you problem solve, you're figuring out solutions, ways to fix or solve a problem. Communication is the way that we communicate with each other, the way we talk. Empathy is being able to understand the different situations and the different feelings people have. The idea of being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes focuses on empathy. And then listening skills, right? Being able to listen and understand what others are saying. It's important to make sure you're not only talking, but you're actually listening to others. All right, so Liz talked about the word to achieve. To achieve means to accomplish, to reach a goal, to be successful. In order to get X amount of dollars or X amount of funding, you have to achieve X on this test. Okay, so you have to get this certain score on a test. When you achieve, you're getting something. I can achieve my goals. To feel forced means that you're feeling compelled, impelled, obliged, right? You have to do it when you feel forced. You don't really have an option. A lot of districts feel forced and are forced to focus on that and teach specific skills. So a lot of school districts are forced to teach to the test, okay? They don't have another option. They need funding, so they need to get certain scores on their standardized tests. Let's talk a little bit more about this, this idea of teaching to the test. So when you teach the test, it's a method of education whose curriculum is heavily focused on preparing students for a standardized test, okay? A test that everyone takes the same test to kind of see where everyone's at. The students under that pressure, those are the students who are getting taught to the test. So the students that are probably in the worst situation are the ones that are being taught to the test. Those are the students who are missing out on all of this other learning, all of these soft skills. Soft skills, I believe, should be included in school curriculum. It's important. But when schools and districts are teaching to the test, they don't have time for anything else. It's a vicious cycle. All right, for a little more, let's talk a little more about privilege. I'm going to put the link to my first conversation with Liz in the comments below. Check it out. We talk about the idea of white privilege. Now we're going to get into just the idea of privilege in general. This is something Liz wrote to me, so I want to read it to share it. I think also it's helpful to think about different aspects of identity. Say I'm able-bodied. When I travel, I can go wherever I want. I don't need to call ahead and make sure restaurants can accommodate my disability. I don't need special assistance or pay extra money for anything. When I need to run out, I can just hop in my car. I don't need special transport or anything. I'm able to navigate a world designed for me. It's privilege. White privilege operates similarly. The world is designed for people who look like us. It's me, right? Because I'm white. We navigate it easily because of our identity. Fewer obstacles, more advantages. We all have privileges. Someone may be more educated, which is a privilege. Someone may be a citizen of a certain country, which can give privileges others don't have. People have economic privilege, straight privilege, etc. So privilege can be seen and thought about in many different ways. All right, guys. If you like my videos, give me a like and subscribe to my channel. New videos are posted on Mondays. Comment below and ask me questions, and you can always send me an email if you have any questions or comments too. Have a beautiful rest of your day and keep practicing, keep learning. Ciao.